And if you take my advice, there's nothing as nice as messing about on the river. Well, this is very nice, isn't it, Marina? A good idea of yours to ask Admiral Denver if we could come along on his fishing trip. And of course that means he'll be making the randomizer selection today. Once he wakes up, of course.
Gee, I must have dropped off.
Only 4 hours ago. It's getting a bit rocky, isn't it?
It looks like there's a pretty large fish around here. I'd better check the line.
Oh, I think you better look behind you. Look out, Marina! It's got Admiral Denver! It's got Admiral Denver! It's got the randomizer! It's got the randomizer! Marina, do something! Well, I don't know, hit it with the oar or something! Give it here! You hit it! Hit it! It's gone! The randomizer... That thing just swallowed the randomizer! Well, I guess that's it then. No more randomizer. Oh, Marina, really? That's disgusting. It wasn't you? Oh, it was the monster. Look! Oh, look, it's burped up an episode selection printout. Oh, catch it, catch it. Ah, that's it. Well done. Oh, this is all very stressful. Right, we need to get the randomizer back. And... what? Oh, and Admiral Denver too, of course, yes. Right, Marina, I'm putting you in charge of Operation Retrieve. Your mission is to recover both of them from the belly of that beast. No, there's no need to say anything. I have full confidence in your... What, you want me to come along as well? Oh, no, I couldn't possibly. I mean, I have a very important mission of my own to carry out, actually. What? No, I absolutely do. It's right here on the printout. Look, it's even got an operation code name. It's Operation S.A.S. Here's Terrahawks. Get going, Marina. So, we're back in the world of Season 1 Terrahawks. This takes place midway through the first production season. I think it was like the second or third shown in the UK from the second broadcast season. And straight away we have a very nice, ambitious opening of this world president's space shuttle about to launch. There's a few reused props lurking around the place. And a lovely close-up on the shuttle itself and the launch platform. Again, it doesn't quite reach the levels that you'd be used to in say, UFO or even Thunderbirds. But for a team that were working with a lot less money and weren't all as experienced, it's a very impressive shot. It's a shame we don't really see much more of that, really.
Some good publicity. Well, that may be so, but while the president and his PR circus joyride round the Earth, Terrahawks' hands are tied.
And I think this is also the only mention of a world president in Terrahawks. I know that was a big thing in Captain Scarlet, but it very rarely crept into any other shows.
Door for Zelda to walk right through.
But yeah, the only reason he's gone up is, as with many things in particularly first season Terrahawks, there was always some reason why we couldn't open fire on the Zeef or whatever. Oh no, the president's ship is in the way. Oh, there's a freighter in the way. There's something in the way. Oh, damn, we have to let them through.
At this very moment, their president circles the Earth. Even the accursed Terrahawks cannot go near the president's ship. We can fly to Earth in perfect safety.
It's interesting, though, that their plan, that the Martians have recognised this is an opportunity, but they don't see it as like an opportunity to say, I don't know, kill the president, who's like right there. No, we'll just use it to sneak through to Earth and ultimately hatch what's going to be a relatively low-key, even for this show, evil plan, but we'll get more to that when it comes.
We can't go on like this. What shall we do?
I think it's better we go our separate ways.
All right. Stay bright.
I adore that moment. I don't know why, because it's so utterly cheesy. And the music is it's a lovely melody, but again it's that slightly 80s synth noise that again just makes it just a little bit cheesy. But I really like the relationship between Kate and Hawkeye, and I wish the show had focused on it more, that these two are such good friends. obviously, yeah, Hawkeye just kind of disappeared into nothingness through the second production season.
Great. Let's get to the song.
As did 5-5 there. We just saw 5-5, the rhyming Zeroid.
Ash heaps, mother. I can't take her with me.
Why are you letting Yung-Star go alone?
Oh, poor sister. I like that she's worried about Yung-Star.
Needs a commander.
Yeah, obviously you can't let Yung-Star go on his own.
Experience and with extraordinary powers over metallic objects.
Oh, we know who that means.
Not him. Anyone but him.
Yes, just as our last trip to Terrahawks introduced us to SRAM, Lord of Felony, we're now getting our first randomizer look at...
Quick leader. Come forward, my furry, a Napoleon.
Yuri! Yuri the Space Bear.
Have you ever seen anything so grotesque?
Oh, he's so cute.
Keep away from me, you monstrosity.
And I know that's the point. I know that he's meant to look extremely appealing.
Leave that alone.
And thus sort of tricking you into not expecting him to be a threat.
He's bending my ferret.
Bending my feet. But I think it's a very well-made puppet anyway.
The Zeef is prepared.
Oh, I love as well Zelda's
Immediately.
respect for her monsters, which I don't think gets enough recognition, but like with Yuri, she's always calling him the hairy Napoleon. And SRAM and Lord Tempo was always, my lord, such and such. Very rarely did she yell at them for failing.
Lieutenant, we won't be able to open fire.
Oh, what is the excuse this week, 101?
It's Azif, but we had to let it through.
10-10, hero.
Tiger doesn't even ask why. At this point, it doesn't matter. It's just expected. Oh.
Expected.
Aha, you out-thunk me there, I think. Not sure what happened there. Anyway, Yuri and Yung-Star have landed their Zeef at this abandoned country house.
Place guards and unload the Zeef.
Oh, we have cubes as well.
Real place to bring my plan to fruition.
Oh, and it's an epic plan too. Yeah, so Yung-Star, Yuri, and a load of cubes in one Zeef.
It's rather chilly.
Zeefs aren't that
Keep
big.
me standing here too long.
You've been here before.
Have I? Oh, yeah, I mean, I have, yeah. Okay, right, yeah, well, amazing. But I just don't seem able to remember, you know?
Did you remember the...
And that's a subtle nod to the way this episode is going to end. And I think also it possibly hints that that this is not going to be Stu's first encounter with the Martians, that maybe this kind of thing has happened before and they've wiped his brain maybe more than once. I don't know. I mean, it could be just Stu's natural daffiness that he has been there and he really just didn't notice. But I think you're supposed to take the hint that something else has happened and they've had to wipe his mind. Which, spoiler alert, is what's going to have to happen at the end of this episode as well. Another very odd inclusion of a Kate Kestrel song. She's singing this to Stu to the backing track in the back of Hudson while the Zeef is closing in on them.
Hey, was that like a backfire or something?
I get that they've managed to include it as part of the story for once this week, rather than going to Underbow Records and sitting there for like 2 or 3 minutes, but...
Was an explosion back.
Yeah. It's a very nice song as well, and it's one I don't think we heard too often on the show.
Hey, look, I don't want to be uncool about this or anything, man, you know, but we don't seem to have a driver. You know what I mean, Miss Kestrel, yeah?
This is, I think, as well, the beginnings of Terrahawks realising what it had in terms of characters, because this was around the point where particularly Stu Dapples and Dix-Huit were really coming into their own. And I think this is maybe the 3rd or 4th appearance of Stu, but already you can hear that Robbie has altered his performance to something a bit more... I think the phrase that Stu uses in Play It Against Rome is over the top, you know, OTT. But it's such a fun character. Anyway, Yung-Star Zeef, again with the landing legs,
Okay, yeah, fine, right? Okay, well, maybe...
has forced Hudson off the road.
And, get some help.
Stay where you are. Don't move a muscle.
This earth food. It's disgusting.
So, at some point during the advert break,
Filled with dead animal flesh.
having caught Kate and Stu,
Location.
Yung-Star has apparently nipped out to
Film industry, yeah?
get a takeaway.
A producer, yeah?
There's a brown paper bag and Yuri keeps looking into it. This is brilliant.
Green lair.
Anyway, it's yet another fiendish plot to discover the location of Hawk Nest.
Kate's in serious trouble, but we're doing all we can.
What exactly are you doing?
This chamber is capable of inducing unbelievable pain.
Oh, you brought Moid. In addition to yourselves and the cubes, you've also brought Moid's torture chamber along?
Experience this pain.
Was this already part of the house? Was this some? Did this house used to belong to some dominatrix who's no longer with us, and it was just conveniently left behind all her torture equipment?
Terrahawks. I know. Are they one of those really, amazing new heavy Asian groups, man? Yeah.
A guy with a bear on a lead walked into a sandwich bar. The owner described him as real old, real ugly, and real weird. The guy asked for a sandwich. And get this, he wanted real sand.
Where's that station?
Okay.
Just outside Northtown.
So
Let's go.
Northtown, where? You're in South America, remember?
Check out the area, hero. Search over a 50-mile radius.
10-10, Doctor.
Oh, so Yung-Star's hunger has proven to be his undoing. If only he hadn't stopped for takeout during the kidnapping. Oh dear, will he ever learn?
This powder from the walls is quite palatable.
No, because he's eating pieces of the wall.
We are ready to begin.
You'll get nothing from me.
So Kate's now strapped into the torture chamber, and it is odd seeing any of these human Terrahawks puppets sitting down. It does highlight how bizarre the proportions are. They have big heads, big hands, really small bodies.
Hey, Miss Kestrel, I really think, maybe you should talk.
So yeah, going back to Yung-Star's plan, it's very low-key, considering that we know he wants to impress Zelda with some kind of master plan. I get that he's sort of
low and hit them hard.
Twigged that Kate has a secret house and that he can ambush them en route to and from Andabur Records. But yeah, it doesn't feel as epic a plan as it perhaps should. Just two hostages in an abandoned house. Well, I adore that shot of Battlehawk cruising over the top of the house, though. You see right up the belly of the thing. You can see the battle tank lodged underneath.
Showing me won't stop the attack. Surrender while you're still in one piece.
All right, lads. Open fire!
I love that Zero's first inclination is to open fire on this house where they know
it's Miss Kestrel, sir.
That Miss Kestrel is likely being held.
Space fire, Tiger.
Brave girl.
Yeah, and so awesome that she's like, no, keep going, keep firing on us.
Flatten the house.
Then you will kill the woman hostage.
I love Kate. There's very little that can flap Kate.
Keep clear of Kate.
Yeah, continue fire, keep clear of Kate. Just blow the entire house that she's in apart. That's fine. Whoa. Because those charges from the battle tank aren't the weakest. Anyway, Yuri's going to have a go at them. And they've crashed.
It's telekinesis. We're in trouble.
Tell you who, sir?
The ability to bend metal objects with the mind. Whoever's doing it must be taken out.
I always loved when Yuri used his telekinesis against the Terrahawks, and they would always go, whoever's doing this, they're very naughty, even though they know that Zelda has Yuri. They know his name, they've known what he can do. They know that he was reclaimed. Oh, actually, he wasn't reclaimed. They sent him back to her, didn't they?
I mean, it's so...
And yet they always act surprised. And who could it be?
You ever heard of the S.A.S, Zero?
The S.A.S?
Anyway, Tiger's trying to convince Zero to mount a rescue via the sewer. And I've always wondered if the design on the underside of this sewer lid, is that meant to be the logo of the Empire from Star Wars? I keep staring at it, and I think it is, but it's not 100% there. I don't know, maybe more qualified Star Wars fans than me can clear that one up.
Sacre bleu! Where is all this leading?
Just follow your nose.
That is not hard to do.
Keep rolling, lad.
So again, yeah, I think with this episode we firmly established that Dix-Huit is Zero's second in command. Then they went through a few characters again, 5-5 the rhyming Zeroid and 2-1 the stuttering Zeroid, and maybe a couple of others.
And stir. Roll on!
But of course we had to end up with Dix-Huit, and it's a wonderful contrast between the two of them. I always loved Dix-Huit. Yuri's hearing some strange noises from the toilet. What could that be? There we go, I think the first and only exploding toilet in a Jerry Anderson show. And Yuri's been taken out by the toilet seat. Because if you were in any doubt that this show was meant to be wasn't meant to be a silly thing, it's very silly. Now we've been having teddy bears defeated by toilet seats.
Friends out cold. It's all over, android.
Oh, so Zelda's reclaimed the Moid's torture chamber.
Reclaims her own.
Shoots my dominatrix theory down in flames. That's Yuri gone as well.
There goes your furry friend. Maybe she doesn't want you, sonny boy.
Oh, poor old Yung-Star. Again, this is a transition point as well for Yung-Star. He started out as very devious, very cunning, and around this time, he's still got that element. He's still trying to prove that, but he's also far more the snivelling, oh, mother, help me, character that he eventually became.
Stew?
Stew Dapples.
So now we have a fairly...
Dapples? Wipe his memory for the last 24 hours.
What I think is a fairly unpleasant way to end the story. Kate's taken Stu back to Hawknest. We're going to wipe his brain.
And the car.
Specifically of the last 24 hours.
No driver. I mean, far out.
And I know we have to do this to maintain the continuity that Stu doesn't know anything about what Kate's doing. But I don't know, things like this. And I think, as I said recently regarding the Secret Service as well, when you have a setup for a show that involves some of your main characters keeping other main characters in the dark for the whole series, it's not a premise I'm entirely comfortable with, to be honest.
Stu? What kind of a weekend did you have?
Weekend? Oh, yeah, right. Well, I don't remember too much about it, actually. You know, I mean, I think it was probably one of those amazing, mind-blowing non-events.
Yeah, mine too.
Oh, poor Stu. And Stu, as well, that goes to show he was prepared to work on weekends. I know he has a bit of a thing for Kate, so he'd probably do anything for her at any time, but even so, poor old Stu. Anyway, that was Operation S.A.S. And, you know, when I saw this come up, I wasn't too keen to do it, because I think there are a couple of episodes around this point in the show. Ten Top Pop is another one where it's a very similar premise, and having so many of them around the same point in the show's run kind of weakens all of them. But this one on its own, yeah, very, very enjoyable stuff. Again, a bit of a weak plan, bit of a weak setup to get the Yung-Star and Yuri to Earth. But once they're there, great fun. Of course, Yuri is always Yuri is always great fun. It's always great fun to see any of Zelda's monsters. And yeah, again, I think it's an important transitional element for a lot of characters. I think Yung-Star, Dix-Huit and Stu, who are all becoming more increasingly important to the show.